Hi everyone, my name's Amy. I have kind of a random project to share today. I've been working on this tabletop for a small kitchen nook. There's nothing particularly special about this tabletop. It's a slab with some big cracks to fill with epoxy. So I wasn't really even going to make a video about this, I just wanted to get the project done. But I'm super happy with how this kind of leak-proof form worked out. So that's what I want to share today. So the container for the epoxy is formed by this moisture barrier plastic, usually used for flooring. It's a 6 mil polyethylene film, so the epoxy doesn't stick to this. And the corners are just folded like this, so there's no cuts that are made. And by just folding this up in all of the corners, I'm able to make a container that won't leak. Now on the straight edges, it's quite easy to get the plastic right up against the slab so that there's not a lot of open volume that the epoxy has to fill. For this edge, I wanted to keep this a live edge, and so this is much more difficult to contour the plastic. So what I did in this case was have a piece of wood that somewhat matched the contour, and then I put these layers of foam in here, and all of that is being compressed by these wedges that are pushing against these blocks that are screwed down to the table. And so that's pushing this plastic pretty nicely up to the wood itself, so that it's still not, no epoxy is going to leak still, but I'm also not creating a big volume of area that the epoxy would then have to fill. Ideally, you wouldn't risk getting any epoxy on your live edge, but in my case, the end of the slab is pretty punky, so I needed to soak it in epoxy to make it harder. You can see the dry spots where so much epoxy soaked in that I had to add more. Now, the surface of the slab right out of the mold was pretty awful. I had a few wrinkles when I set up the plastic sheet, so the bottom in particular was very bumpy. However, it really only took about 20 minutes of sanding with a belt sander to get it flat enough to move on to using my orbital sander. Here's a close-up look of the live edge. You can see the foam did a great job of getting the plastic sheet pressed up against the slab. Instead of showing you hours and hours of finish sanding, I'll just flash this one photo. Okay, here it is, finally in its natural habitat. I'm in a kitchen nook right now. The rest of the kitchen is over there. So not a super textbook setting for a slab table, but I think in this case it works. For years, we were using here a table that was made from an old door, so this is a big upgrade. That's all I have. I hope you enjoyed this short. Happy holidays, and thank you for watching.